Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to the hottest podcast on the block, the Tuss the City podcast. I am Fax Mercury. Alongside me is the illustrious, industrious Mr. Daniel Bash.
You already know, man. Mr. BBC himself, you feel me? You already know. Young Billionaire Boys Club, you know what I'm saying? You're in here, you know what I mean? This is what we repping today. I don't even know what's the course here on it. You know what I'm saying? Throwing all the sponsorships in here, you feel me? Nah, fuck it. I wish, sponsor me. That's me begging to be sponsored. Nah, we back at it, man. It's Young Swim Minute. You know, we here. You know, we just ready to turn up, bro. I'm ready to hear to give y'all the facts, you know? With facts, you feel me? Just, you see what I'm doing there? Spitting the bars today.
Oh, no. So we're back, episode 27. A big shout out, NBA player wears number 27, Mr. Where the hell did you come from, Jamal Murray.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Yo, that one hit right in the soul, man, because I'm about to get into that motherfucker today. Man, Jamal Murray. Shout out Jamal Murray. He's a killer, bro. He's a killer.
So, shit. How was your week? How was this week? The week of... I don't even know what week.
Shit, what is it? What is this? This is considered, I guess you would say, the third week. Wow, already the third week of September, I would say. Nasty. That is absolutely disgusting because we've been locked in our house now. I want to say 3 months. Yeah, it's like crazy. It's so crazy. Like I was talking to wifey the other day, and she was like, "Yo, bro, I wish it wasn't even like summer. I wish like we didn't just go over summer. Like that's a fact, bro. Like I can't believe we're about to be locked into another New York City winter." Because, you know, fall only lasts like about 3 to 4 weeks. By the time it hit October, it's about to be brick out here. It's about to be crazy brick. It's about to be.
Yo, it's 60 to 50 out, 55 in the morning out right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a brick winter.
Yeah, it's about to be a brick come winter time again. So I'm definitely not looking forward to that shit. Oh, my God. But, I mean, as far as my week goes, you know, it's been pretty chill. I mean, stayed home. I stayed home actually all week. Actually, no, I'm capping. I'm already lying. Because I did go to work, obviously, through the week. Not entirely all days. I think I've only went, I want to say Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's how many days, like even this inconsistent in and out of the office type schedule that I'm kind of giving myself is just, it's very strange. Like some days I don't even remember some days when I'm in office at work or some days when I was at home because I've kind of had to blur the lines. When you're locked in home for 6 months and then my computer room, this room that I'm shooting the podcast in, this is my office as well, though, when I'm working. So like, I always feel like I'm working 24/7. I feel like I'm never off the clock. I never like, you know, people are like, oh, when's the last time you were in the office? I'm like, oh shit, was it yesterday or the day before? You know, I really don't know. Like, so, you know, I was going to the office a couple of times last week and, you know, we're actually in the middle of a project where I'm deploying a lot of like hardware to executives. So they have me doing a lot more like in-person, I would say, work right now. I have to get to the network so that I'm able to image or physically at least stage machines, and then I could come home and remotely image them and manage them. So that's kind of been my week, at least for the most part. Other than that, I mean, I've been trying to uptick on my gaming again, like because I have this weird relationship with gaming, right? You know, I know obviously the homies, niggas, everybody out here, they still gaming and everybody be playing, and I don't know if it's just me, but I truly feel like I've lost the love for gaming, like to the point where it's like, you know, I look at my friends list and I see somebody playing a game and I know they're having a good time playing that game because they've been playing that motherfucker a lot. They've been playing it not like only the last couple of weeks. They've been playing it for months or years or putting like real serious dedication and time into it. I don't have that with any game anymore. So like this week, I've recently picked up Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. I got it on Humble Bundle. Shout out Humble Bundle. I'm going to give y'all the plug right now. I think right now in September, for the month of September, they're doing a deal on it. So you can get it for $23, both games. That's not too bad at all on PC. I don't know if that's the same on Xbox, but, you know, go check it out. And that shit goes to charity, so it's worth it, actually. But yeah, I picked up that motherfucking game, and, you know, I've been playing it. It's pretty fun. You know, it's an RPG open world. You know, you just get to like level up.
I played 5. I didn't play New Dawn though.
Oh, you played 5? Yo, bro, that game is mad fun. The game is mad fun.
I played 5 when it came out. I don't know, for some reason I just fucked with the setting. When I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm actually gonna play this Far Cry because I played 3 and Blood Dragon. I didn't play 4. And the other shit that came out, there was like the weird ones like Far Cry,
like Primal. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I didn't play any of that. And then 5, I saw that and I was like, nah, I'm gonna play that shit. The story is bugged the fuck out. First of
Yeah,
all,
it's
like
fucking
OD
crazy, bro.
bugged the
It's
fuck out.
OD crazy. Yeah, honestly, like, honestly, that's one of my
What
mistakes right
did
now.
you beat the game?
Not yet. I'm 20% in though
Okay.
right now. I'm pretty
Okay.
much just about to finish one of the territories. I'm like right about to finish it. I'm almost done with the first territory. So like I'm playing the game, and just like you said, I mean, it's a blast in the past. I haven't played a game like that in a while. RPG, you have perks, skills, you party system, threat system with enemies and stealth and action, aerial, water, like there's so many different ways. Like it's pretty much like Skyrim, just gun Skyrim and shit like that.
Yeah.
Pretty much like
Still
so
goes, though. Because I
yeah.
was rocking with the bows for a bit.
Oh yeah, OD, bro. Like honestly, exactly. There's so many ways to play the game, and I think that's the thing that I'm really enjoying out of the game. And there's a lot of co-op. Like unfortunately on PC, like I don't got anybody playing the game right now. I don't. And even if you go look for like a lobby or something, there's like only 3 lobbies. And New Dawn exists, so if I'm pretty sure if I go on New Dawn, everybody's playing New Dawn. If there's anybody playing that game still, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like that's at least something that I want to get ahead and do. Honestly, the one thing that I did want to do is stream.
How much is that shit? How much?
Oh no, it's cheap. It's cheap as shit. I mean, I would honestly, I gotta shoot you that CD.
Yeah.
I would say go check it out.
I'll download it again because I had it for Xbox One. I didn't have it for PC, so I get it for PC. I'll play that shit. Honestly,
second part. Oh, bet I'm with it now. Second part of this. So I was gonna say I was gonna actually stream it because I'm trying to get back into my streaming. I actually still game. So like between this game, Warzone, those two have been kind of like my games. I've been really, really hitting it off. I'm lying on myself, and I know like I'm kind of going long winded. I love going long winded on my what did I do, so because I guess I do be doing shit, and I remember when I speak to you, so it actually brings me joy in remembering and being able to share with everybody on the pod. So like this past week, I'm playing Warzone or whatever, and like I've been popping off. Like honestly, like you could track your skills in 2020 on a whole nother level. It's like a whole nother level compared to like the way you used to be able to do it back in the day. And as millennials, like it feels so old headed to say that shit because growing up, like me, everybody who knows me know me. I was a COD god. Like that's really what I take pride in. Between that and then fighting games, like I was really like that's why I really take my hat off and like I really have respect in that shit. And you couldn't really track your skills outside of the KDRs back then. Like you just saw your kill death. You knew how many kills people was putting up and how many deaths they had, and you knew what their ratio was. And you know what I mean? 2.0, 2.5, 3.5, 4.0. Eventually, like I was really nice. So like in this shit, I'm not gonna lie, with skill-based matchmaking, it's a lot tougher. It's a lot tougher to grind your KDR. Bro. It's not easy at all. So like, I know you can relate with that thing too, right? Exactly.
Oh my god! Every game is like,
every game is a sweat fest. It's a sweat
fest. If you're not playing at your absolute best, you're just getting steamrolled. Then you're like, damn, but I don't want to do this every time I get on this.
You just want to casually play the game, and that's a whole nother discussion. I'm not going to talk about it on this podcast, but why like I feel the way I feel about games, that's what takes the fun out of it. The whole like aggression of having to be that sweaty at all times. Like maybe I played like that back then, and I was steamrolling a whole bunch of noobs, but like I don't want to run into 16 of me's every fucking game. I don't want to do that. That's a very, very hard game. And like I know Jock, he gonna listen to this shit. He can fucking relate because it's me and him. We run duos. That's my brother right there. We be really fucking people up in Call of Duty. Like we be on COD GG. If y'all go check out COD GGs right now, I'm talking putting up like professional stat lines. Like over the last couple games, like because that's what we do. Like we be out here and like putting up real ratios and shit. And due to skill-based matchmaking, the way it works though, it's like, all right, like my KDR says I'm a 1.7, but literally over the last couple of months, if I could trend it, there's no way that shit is telling me that I've been putting up less than like a 3.0 KDR. And 3.0 KDR, just for figure, is like almost COD Pro League. It's like right in that range. It's actually in that range, depending on the teams that if obviously if you got a good team and y'all all by 3.0s, like that's considered a professional, you borderline pro or you're right there in pro. So I'm like, like I've really been taking pride in that. I'm trying to get back into streaming that because people do enjoy watching me play. People have told me that, or at least people that even have played with me or whenever I'm like playing with my bros, they'd be like, yeah, like you can do that shit. So I'm trying to like at least get back into that. I think we can do that with Far Cry 5. That would be mad fun too, because from what I understand, there's a co-op to the game. I mean, like it says co-op, you can invite somebody. Do you like level up together and shit? Is that actually how it works?
Yeah, you level up. Yeah, you can play like the entire thing together. I'm pretty sure.
I gotta get I'll send you the humble bundle then for real. If you said that's what it, we'll fucking play.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much just been my weekend. I mean, I literally been playing that most of today. I'll be honest. Like I worked from home today and I was playing that at the same time. Shame on me. And I was actually I was productive at the same time. though. I was doing some video editing actually. Shout out to DaVinci Resolve holding it down. So I was doing that. And yeah, I mean, it's just been a blast. Like doing that has just reignited like mad shit like that I've been doing, man. Like you see, just like I said, video editing. Like I ended up just something about playing the games made me focus heavy on the way I was tuning my PC. So I was doing BIOS work. It was weird. Like I started like doing mad different shit. I was doing BIOS work, working on cooling, effectively cooled my machine a little bit better. So I was getting better performance. So what did I do? I took it off my 1440p monitor. I've been playing Far Cry 5 on my 4K monitor. So what did I start doing? I was benchmarking all my games. Like that's what I do. Like when I get bored, I just start doing shit like that. And shit scientific. I mean, I started getting mad research. And I found out that my 2080 realistically is a 4K card. Like I could play all my games at 4K at 60 frames per second at high settings, or mixture of high settings. I would say, like if I'm turning off aliasing. To me, at 4K, I don't run aliasing. That's a whole nother geek talk. I don't want to kill you though. What did you do this week, brother? I just looked. I took 10 minutes. I held it down just now. Shout out the pod. Yo, we the podcast kids. This is effortless though, bro. This shit is crazy. People really ask us every fucking week, son. It's crazy. They really be telling me. Man. They be like, yo, Tenny, how do you guys do it though? Y'all be talking and it sounds effortless. Like I deadass got a text, bro. And I actually wanted to send it to you and Ruthie. I got to make sure to do that. That's going to be a thing. In our group text, we're going to shoot it between all of us anytime.
So do that and the humble bundle.
Exactly.
As soon as we're done.
And, they was just like, yo, bro, like the way I was talking, I didn't even know the episode was literally about what y'all did this week. You made that shit sound so effortless. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Thank you. Like, thank you, one, for listening. Shout out, bro. Yeah. Like, he's probably going to listen. Again, hopefully he listened again. I think he might have been a first-time listener, to be honest. It was some cloudy dude that hit me up. So if you listen again, bro, shout out you. And, just, continue to spread the love, man. So what's going on, brother? What you do this week, G?
I didn't really do, well, did I really do much? No, I did a fair amount of stuff, actually. Just more music-related, just, some slight dabblings and stuff as I'm trying to sort ideas out. So that felt productive. I did feel like I played a lot of games last week more than this week. Yeah.
What was you playing though? Like just C2?
Yeah, because I have Dexter got his PC up, so now he's playing. I play way more if I have people to play with because I could do more. So we were just mad shit that I was like, all right, we didn't do this. So did a lot of that. I actually was playing some Doom Eternal again. Just to sharpen the skills again, just to see. And then also there's a mod for Devil May Cry 5. So what's crazy, it adds co-op Bloody Palace. But the weirdest thing is like that's not in the game. And you're doing is you turn it on. It's like a mod menu, and then you go into Bloody Palace, you set your level. And then if Akil sets the level it pairs us. I have no idea how it does that, but literally all we do is be like, all right, let's start from one. And then we'll be like, yo, I see you. You're in here. And it's just, we're like just playing together. It's the craziest shit. I have no idea how
mad gangster.
There's like no matchmaking to find him. It just connects us.
Wow. That's crazy. So it's just like what? That's so crazy. Yo, like you really can pull off some incredible shit on PC. Like every single time somebody tells me about some new mod or like some new room mechanic or something, I'm like, yo, wait, what? Like what? That's crazy.
It's crazy. So we do that, and it's like, I mean, there could only be one Dante and one of each character. So I played Nero, he plays Dante, but it's still just crazy that we're actually, and it looks fairly good. It works fairly well. Like, so I do that. Shit. I told my friend Nick about that. There's literally another crazy mod. There's literally Skyrim multiplayer. Like there's just an entire thing.
Stop playing because I actually have Skyrim. I was gonna reinstall it too.
You can legit have a Skyrim multiplayer now. They're like you can do about 50% of the quests. with each other in the game. And I'm like, well,
I gotta download it now. I gotta download it.
I got his team because people were saying, I was just like, this is just getting out of hand.
This is getting out of hand. Yo, PC gaming. And honestly, you know what? Playing Far Cry 5 has made me realize that although, like, you know, I feel like I'm kind of like under the like just spell of like looking for you know, you're just always looking for the next game rather than sometimes stepping back and just appreciating the games that you probably didn't play that is still pretty fucking good. Like I'm surprised at how good Far Cry 5 looks. I know from New Dawn, like they didn't make like too many changes. Like I know it's obviously going to be a graphical enhancements and you know, it's like a little bit of mechanic probably overall is going to be better and then more into that RPG feel. Like I was already looking at gameplay. Looks a lot more like an RPG in New Dawn. Like when you take into that all of that into account, you know, like Far Cry 5 was only made, I think, in 2018, it said on the release date. I gotta like double check Ubisoft. It'll tell me right here. It'll probably tell me right here. I'll have it pulled up in a second. But even if it was made in like 2017 or 2019, I mean, it looks damn good, bro. It looks damn good on my screen. Mechanically, it plays very similar to most shooters that I would play any day today. You know, I still feel like I'm working on my flick control and things like that. Like the mechanics for the most part for me is gonna translate into Warzone, as stupid as it sounds, because I'm sliding, fucking jump, pop shotting everywhere, and you know, even in the multiplayer, when I went into the multiplayer, like it was like 3 lobbies, so you know you had to have some like Chinese hacker in there or some shit.
Yeah.
I was in there popping the fuck off though, like, and like after a while they all just started coming to me because it was like, you know, you get to translate those first person shooter skills regardless of the first person game. Like you're just gonna start dominating, and that's exactly what started happening. So you know, I've really like, yeah, that shit. It's been dope, man, and just getting that reconnection into like PC hardware, and just like, man, like you see, like now that shit got me amped again for the 3080 release. I don't know about you, bro, but I'm fucking hyped, dog. Like now I'm really hyped about that shit. I know, like real nerd shit. Like nobody, I feel like some people might know about it, but then not a lot of people might truly understand why computing is really important. But I'm telling you, like most people would benefit like from having a PC or like I said, I feel like we touched on it a little bit last pod, but you know, if you're using an Apple MacBook, if you're using iMac, these guys are like built with the same components that we're kind of here describing. Like I'm pretty sure, you know, AMD, they actually did go ahead and announce the I think the 6000 XT. I have it actually liked. I want to pull it up right here real quick. Yeah, they have the Radeon RX 6000 series, and I'm gonna try and actually post a fucking picture of that shit in the video. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks amazing. I actually want to see what the numbers is gonna look like. To be honest, if they can still put out a card that can compete with the 3080 and the 3090 in terms of performance, like they still have a pretty good chance of like selling well in comparison. Like because to be honest, up until this generation, the big thing and the big reason why there's so much hype around this generation, if you're an owner of one of the 2000 series of cards, so that's RTX 2060, 2070, 2080, and 2080 Ti, any of those guys and the super variants, those guys added the RTX features from the 10,000 series. And it was a major letdown because when you looked at the benchmarks showed that the 10,000 series pretty much, at least at the 2080 Ti level, would pretty much perform at the exact same level of a 2080, which was just crazy. Like, all right, you know, why would we pay that much more money? Or like, why would somebody, and they raised the value. Like the 30, I don't even mean to jump back and forth because it's like, but this is where it's at. Like the 3080 is $699, right? The 2080 was $799 at release. So I'm not gonna lie, I paid a little bit of a premium. I paid, I got an open box though, thankfully. Shop smart, guys. You can get things used and you can save good money. I went to Micro Center, shopped open box, and I was able to snag an RTX 2080 overclock Strix ROG. That motherfucker is pretty much the expensive of the expensive type of 2080 that you could have got. It's the best 2080 you can get. That shit, I think, retailed at $900. I got it used for $680. So I got it not only way off of price, I got it under the pricing of even the
you told me this actually.
Yeah, so I got it right around the pricing of what a 3080 would be today, which is beautiful. That is exactly what you want to spend on something like an 80 series card. But the 2080 didn't it didn't kill the 1080. Even me, I was disappointed. I had the 2080 and I had a 1080. I didn't have a 1080 Ti, but I had a 1080. I upgraded to a 2080, and while I was impressed, the thing is, I was playing on a 1440p monitor. You don't see the gains as dramatically, and even this generation, you probably won't see the gains as dramatically coming from like 1080p, let's say, or 1440p. If you have cards that, and like this is where you're right, like so you have a 1070, right? Yeah, going into the next generation of games, as if ray tracing isn't bothering you, and like you might not necessarily had to have gotten rid of the 1070, or even somebody with a 1080 Ti. Like right now, if RTX isn't really their play, like they don't care about those advanced shadows and DLSS and trying to get into 1440p or 4K high FPS, and they're just at a 1080p playing at 60 frames per second, they don't have to upgrade. They don't have to upgrade. So when you consider that, like to somebody who paid money from a 1080 Ti, let's say, to a 1080, 2080, they were disappointed. Especially because RTX, when you turn that motherfucker on, that shit like completely destroys your frames. Like you can't really get playable competitive frames out of it. So it was useless. You literally scammed people. It was like, honestly, the only thing that showed good dramatic performance increases was like the 2060 Super, the 2070 Super, which were the value proposition cards that came out only a year ago or whatever. I think it's like a year and a half ago now.
Yeah.
So like when you consider all that, it's just like that's why this hype is about to be so amazing. Anybody who's sitting there like, considering build a PC, yeah, build a PC. It's not really just for gaming. I know we talk about gaming, but at the same time, I use DaVinci Resolve on it, which is a cinematic filmmaking program. Like professionals of the highest quality use DaVinci Resolve to, edit their videos. I use it to edit these videos, you know what I mean? And make whatever I need to make. So like it's a very good like investment just creatively for you. I mean, even for you, like it could be like used in ways for you. And like, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing. I mean, engineers of any kind, I mean, like anybody could just benefit from having something like this in their crib. Like real talk. Like there's a way you can make a usage of it. So like, I don't know. I'm just dumb hype for this shit. I think it says it comes out on the 16th. What is that? 16th is 2 days from now. So Wednesday.
Something like that. Yeah.
Wednesday.
Shit.
So I'm dumb hype.
So now that we got that topic out the way. No, but a good segue is the fact that you wanted to discuss the consoles as well.
Oh yeah. You're right. Actually, before we jumped off of technology, guys, we should talk about the new consoles coming out, because I know we talking about the PC side of things, the graphics card side of things. This kind of like applies to that, because the big thing around the consoles is that they're getting that beefier hardware. They're gonna have AMD multi-core processors, in the 3700, the 3600X range. They're gonna have really potent capabilities. And I mean, the offerings is just crazy. I mean, you got the Series X, which is technically the most powerful. PS5 is really, really strong as well, almost pretty much Xbox Series X performance, but they have all the exclusives. And then you have the Series S, which to me is about to be like the greatest value of all time at $300. You get to get up to 1440p, I think 144 hertz gaming.
Something like that,
depending on the title. Like, and that's amazing. Like, at $299, I don't know if PlayStation has anything to cancel that. Yeah,
that's like the price of the Switch. You're getting that much.
Switch.
That's crazy.
It's literally the size of the Switch too, which is crazy. Like
so
that's the
tiny.
crazy part. Yeah, it's super, super tiny. So, like that's gonna be just crazy to see. I'm not really into console wars and all that shit, because everybody, they got the fanboys like, Sony PS5 this, and if you get an Xbox, you're corny. I can't believe there's grown men on the internet that literally sit there and type those things out all day and try to shit on people for wanting a console. Like, is that really a thing? Like, why are people that immature? Like, to me, I don't know. Like, it's just like that shit irks me. I'll be honest. It's the irkiest thing to see, and I literally see like thousands of grown men do it, and I'm just like, nah, chill out. Get what console you want.
Yeah, just get whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Get whatever you want. It doesn't even fucking matter. I'm definitely I think I'm a cop of Series S, because I definitely think I want into next gen. I'll probably not even get any games, which is stupid, but like
I'm gonna get a PS5 actually, because I just want to get the exclusives for that. That's it, just to play the single player games that come out for it, because I'm like, I did miss out on a few. So I'm like, all right, this generation, I got to do that. Just, have it off to the side. Like, I'll get
Yeah.
the whatever smaller one they come out with.
Yeah,
I'll just put that somewhere.
but that's the thing. Do you think they're gonna come out with a smaller one? I don't know if they're coming with one, bro.
That'll be crazy. If they don't, then I don't know.
They just have the
maybe not.
PS5 at like 500 and then the digital at 450. I mean, I think they're coming with the price on Thursday. So we're gonna find out soon what their pricing is gonna be. And I mean, people are gonna be able to decide, hey, what do you want to spend your money on? And I think that'll be arrogant of them. I think they have to try and respond somewhat. Like whether it's maybe not immediately, a couple of months down the line, they'll probably have something to address that because at $300 with the pandemic having had occurred, money is going to be a lot of people's unemployment. They're going to be shopping with unemployment for their kids, which is crazy for holidays. Series S might fall into their budget. So
that's really what it's going to come down to. The budget, the lower end of the console is what's going to dictate at least a lot of the kids what you're going to get.
Yeah. So like, we'll see. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, you're right. Like for that purpose, like, the purpose of exclusives, like if you're into that, the PlayStation has them beat. Like they're gonna have access to every game. I mean, there is exclusives they don't have too, but I mean, you have to be into Xbox exclusives as well for that. So I mean, to me, it's like it doesn't even matter. Like I can live without playing their exclusives, but at the same time, like the only exclusive I think I wanted to play that they had was what did they have? They had no, Sekiro came out on more than PlayStation 4, did it? Or is it only on PlayStation 4?
No, it's on Steam.
Oh, it's on Steam too, right? So Sekiro is on Steam. What game did they have those? Ghosts. I wanted to play that. I did want to play that. Yeah.
What?
I was sad. I was gonna ask my brother if I could borrow his PlayStation 4 because Shola got a PS4. So, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it depends. It depends. It really does depend because I'm not gonna lie, I am used to an Xbox, man. To fucking have to pick up a PlayStation remote again, I might barf. I might barf, bro. I might barf, yeah.
I still play on the controllers. Just got the Elite 2 right here. See?
Yeah, I keep the wireless Johns right here. But like, it's so crazy. When I pick this up, it feels like a foreign device. I'm definitely a keyboard and mouse guy now. Like,
yeah, you do that shit really good.
Yeah. But man, but that's it for our technology segment. I hope you guys got your technology bug out the way. But shit, on to the NBA playoffs, bro. NBA playoffs. I don't know, man. It's been a tough week, man. It's been a tough week for me, man. It's been a tough fucking
nasty.
week.
Nasty. Are they about to go home? They about to go home? Is that what's up?
I don't know, man. I don't know. At this point, let's just say this. I'd be shocked if the Clippers win Game 7 on Tuesday. I'd be dumb shocked if they win Game 7 because, like, to me, to give up two 16-plus point leads, because they gave up 16 points, I think it was on Friday evening, and then a 19-point lead on Sunday, which makes no sense. Like, it just makes absolutely no sense, bro. Like, you can't give up that much points to the Nuggets, no matter how good they are. Like, because a lot of people aren't giving them credit too, which to me is just as offensive. Like, people are shitting on them for whatever reason. The Nuggets are a damn good team. I mean, Jamal Murray didn't just come off averaging about 50 on 50, 90, and like, what was it, 50s, like 60, 90?
Yeah, it was like 60, 60 and 90 or something.
Like 60, 60, 90% shooting. Like, he didn't just average that against the Utah Jazz, which is considered one of the top 10 defenses in the league, with a former defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert. He didn't just do that. Like, people just act like they're supposed to go away, even if they're down 3-1. Being down 3-1 is not impossible to come back from if you did not see in 2016. Like, multiple times in 2016, or even in 2015, actually. When you look at the Rockets did it against the Clippers. They did that before. And then even Golden State did it against OKC. Your OKC, unfortunately, bro, is what broke up the dynasty over there. Yeah. So people should not be shocked when they see the 3-1s. That shit has been happening pretty frequently in our lifetime. Like, and at the end of the day, I don't want to sit here and cop the plea because I didn't sit there and pre-anoint the Clippers and say, yo, they fucking dominating everybody. The league is over, da. Look, put respect on AD and LeBron's name. I was respecting them from day one, saying, yo, they're going to have to see what happens with AD. I'm thinking on the wing, we're going to have a good, obviously, presence between Patrick Beverly, Kawhi, and George. obviously the playoffs has proven that to be a lie. Everybody has cooked those motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers can't play defense for shit. Like they're just not good. They're not good. They're not. And you know, that's a little severe. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. Paul George has lost a step. He's not as good defensively as he used to be. He just can't stay in front of any fast guard. And I mean, Kawhi, he has good recovery defense, at least compared to Paul George. Paul George, it's like when Jamal Murray gets Paul George on him, or anytime Kawhi went to the bench, if anybody was watching, even in Game 6, specifically even in the fourth quarter when I think they started Kawhi, he was resting, or no, at the end of the third when they started resting him, Jamal Murray just started going crazy on Paul George. It's like he would just cross him over, put him in a pick and roll action, and it's just like he just would never be able to stay in front of him. Like, all I'm saying is this. That team is a fucking great team. Clippers are also a great team, but they're not the greatest championship team we've ever seen. To me, honestly, they might not even, like, they're clearly not the best championship team we've seen in the last couple of years, to be honest. Like, and I think this is what we were supposed to see. I personally like this style of basketball. I don't want my teams to just steamroll through the playoffs. I like seeing competitive series. Like, not to switch up the fucking subject, but the Rockets were a fucking huge disappointment. And I don't mean to be mad vulgar, y'all. Like,
bro, it's crazy. Everybody was just on some bullshit saying, the Rockets are the Lakers' kryptonite, and that's it. They're just gonna cook, and all the jokes. And it's just, I don't really care. I'm just laughing that people said that, and that was the outcome, that they got 4-1.
4-1, yo. It's crazy, son. Like, pretty much like Golden State, they just kind of just got them up out of here. Like,
gentlemen sweep. It was here. Win the first game. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna win the rest of the games.
Yeah, no, it's definitely disappointing when you just consider that the numbers that Harden puts up during the regular season. I mean, the greatness that Westbrook has shown before. I mean, the success the team has had overall. Like, all of that stuff, when you really look at it, bro, it's just kind of like, damn, I can't believe them motherfuckers just got gentlemen swept. Like, how the hell do you leave it at that point? Like, I really don't understand. Like, how do you leave it at that point? Like, where do you even go from there? Like, what is Harden's reputation in the league? What is Westbrook's reputation in the league? Like, are they considered...
Everybody involved with all of this shit gotta get fired.
Yeah, like, everybody gotta get fired.
Daryl Morey gonna get fired for this? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so.
I don't think Daryl Morey gets fired, but I'm pretty sure
he's definitely gonna be like, all right, motherfucker, you got some years to figure this out. All right, you got like another 1 or 2 years. After that, either recoup and get us building or something. You got to give us some hope, because at that point you're just running into a wall,
bro. It's just so scary when you consider, like, all right, like who do they get rid of?
The credibility of both of those players, rightfully so. I mean, that's just disappointing that, Harden throws up incredible fucking numbers in the regular season, and he looks like the greatest scoring machine to ever exist on planet Earth. Then other nights he just doesn't do anything. Like, that's just crazy, freaky to me. Like, that's just wild.
Yeah, it's the wildest occurrence, and it's just kind of like, you have to sit back and look at it like this, like, where is his place in greatness? Like, I mean, I say greatness, but in history, like he admits regular season greatness. So obviously he's one of the greatest regular season players of all time. He's not even a question. Even same thing for Westbrook. I think this is just, I guess, a dual part type of conversation. But with the two of those guys, great, like, extremely good regular season players,
MVP caliber players, clearly.
But are they really like, I mean, like, I guess, like, it doesn't make them not the best players in the league, or like not amongst the best players in the league, but they're definitely not the greatest type players to have on your team that you're going to need to, like, or at least they can't be the alphas. They can't be the one and one.
There's so many great players that just don't have to have their own team. You need help, or sometimes you need somebody else to offset you there, but they both kind of occupy the same dominant role. So it just clearly didn't work, but also they need somebody else to rely on in that scenario. All the great teams that have ever existed to win a championship have had at least 2, 3, 4 guys and a bench player, 5 guys that all showed up. So
I feel like it's tough with these guys, because you know what? This is just this is the funniest situation again with these guys. So, like, if you put KD there, do they win a title? Because they had that shit before. They had that exact same team before. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So to me, it's just like, I don't even understand. Like, why? Like, it's so crazy. I don't even understand. Like, it always comes down to like, with the camera is like pulled out for a second. Yeah. But it's just kind of like, what the hell? Like, when do we sit here and figure out like the concrete stance on, all right, can we say these guys need help? Or is it just, they need to just get it done, or they're not that good they're not as good as we think they are. You know what I mean? Because LeBron, like, people always shit on LeBron for that. Like, LeBron says, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. Like, and they always trying to tear into them. Like, Harden and them might not call for it, or, I don't know. Look at Damian Lillard. We all respect Dame for it. He don't, let's say, if you want to come play with me, it's whatever, but I'm just staying 10 toes down. So, like, are we going to just, like, salute people for doing that? Or are we going to just tear into them? Because I feel like, Dame's not getting torn into, but, like, why should we tear into the Rockets then? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, when you really start to sit back and stand back, take a look at that conversation.
I find that interesting too. Like the credibility, or to that point, not to diverge too far from the points that we were originally making, but I just find it funny in light. Damian is probably going to look better historically because he stayed on the one team and like try to get through it thick or thin, but also like it's kind of odd at the same time, like that they only got but so good. Like he was so good, but they just could not get over the hump no matter what. Like, so at the same time, right? Like, okay, you stuck it out there, but your outcomes really didn't change. Like I'm points for loyalty, but at the same time, like you still didn't go anywhere, like realistically, at least Russell Westbrook has been to the finals.
Yeah, right? I mean, they've been to the finals at least. Yeah, they've at least been to the finals. Yeah, that is a fact. So that's what separates them. That is still what separates people. Yeah.
Because Dame went to the conference finals before.
Yeah, he's been to WCF. That's when he lost to the Warriors. I think they got swept, or at least gentlemen swept. One of the two.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. But so he's been there once maybe. Yeah. So I guess it's just kind of right. Like your teams just have not made it as far. Unfortunately, numbers stack up, but historically, you just did not get that far.
Yeah,
and he hasn't won an MVP, right?
Not yet. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't even know. I mean, I hope he gets one. I think he's definitely had MVP like seasons. If he was supposed to win one, it should have been this year or the year before. But I don't know, man. Like, he would have to continue to put up numbers the way he's doing, like, but even better. That's so crazy. What the MVP bar is, though. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like when you think about the MVP season that Harden had, the MVP season that Westbrook had, like what it takes to be MVP in the NBA is insane. It really is. Like you got to be like astronomically better than everybody else. Like, the type of season, like, Harden was really putting up 60, like, for weeks.
Like,
he was just doing 40, 50, 60, 50, 60, 40. Like, it was just crazy. Like,
he had an MVP on, like, 35 points a game. And, like, the last person to do that was, like, Michael Jordan in, like,
MJ.
Or some shit. Like, who the fuck puts up 35 points a game? Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, bro.
Good at scoring. It's literally like I'm the best in the world at putting this ball
in the hole.
Like any which way it needs to get done. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that's pretty much a fact. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. That's definitely gonna just be interesting in general, seeing all that.
And that's just the West.
That's just the West. I was about to shift over into the East. Yeah, you looking at the East.
Damn, Milwaukee. That's crazy.
Oh man, Milwaukee Bucks, man. Like, I don't even know what happened, but they choked, bro. They just choked. They choked it up. They just not. What does it say? I think
is this also an exposure on Budenholzer? Because even though the Hawks made the conference finals, they got swept by
swept. Yeah, they got swept by. Honestly, I think it says
you just got murdered and like. He got exploited. He goes out bad in the playoffs, honestly. Unfortunately, really.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know why. I just don't know. Because to me, like, they're essentially Spurs East. That's what they've been given the nickname. Yeah. So, like, I kind of look at them to, like, as like a Spurs offense, but at the same time, I think they're too stand around us. They don't move the ball enough. They definitely don't move the ball enough, or when they're moving the ball, they just don't create the best opportunities. Like Eric Bledsoe is not as good as like, unfortunately the name says. Like, maybe Eric Bledsoe of old when he wasn't uninjured, he had that athleticism. Like he was a really good guard. But, new Eric Bledsoe is just like kind of unfortunately a broken down like formerly athletic guard. They never age well, those type of guards. Like they need a really good like decision maker or like a high volume guard, and I think that's where we get into that conversation of like
I heard that
like
Chris Paul.
yeah, like Chris Paul. I was gonna say like who do we put next to him to really make him a great guard? Because I thought that I said great guard, but a great pairing or a great like dynasty over there in Milwaukee. Because I was hearing Max Kellerman, he was making a really good analogy. I actually thought this was perfect. A lot of people tend to compare Giannis to like a LeBron James or like all the dominant, big, great wings that we've ever seen in the game. Nah, Giannis is more of like a big man, like a Shaq. Like they got that correlation. They say he's Superman or he's the most dominant player, and Shaq's always giving him that nickname and shit like that because like that is just what it is. Like he physically outpowers everybody. But that just ain't like when you put a brick wall in front of him because he's trying to like come downhill at you all the time at the top of the key, eventually you're going to wall him off. And that's exactly what's happened to him. You need somebody else that can go and get their own shot. I really do agree with that. They say he's more like Shaq in the sense that he needs a Kobe on it next to him or a D Wade, a high volume shooter, somebody that can just go get their own shot, put the ball up, create opportunities not only for themselves, but breaking down the offense because they create opportunities for themselves. They create opportunities for everybody around them. And then, you got the big dominant that they could just dump it all to on a one-on-one and he's going to kill. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's going to be. So I just think that if Giannis gets that one other superstar that's just a shooting guard, I don't know if that's a Chris Paul at the guard. I think Chris Paul, I would hope in another year he's still going to be one of the best players in the league like he showed. Yeah. I mean, he didn't show a decline, but, he is getting older. Like, he's up there.
Right.
So, you got Chris Paul. I'm thinking like a Devin Booker, even a James Harden. I think James Harden, even though they have beef, as crazy as it is, they got beef, but they would be perfect for each other, son. A high-volume shooting guard with the big man that can also play the point. Like, oh, man, I don't know, man. It's so crazy, bro. They would
Devin
be a dominant
Booker
team.
would be wild, too.
I think Devin Booker would be the perfect fit. That's like a name that I don't think anybody should. But if Devin Booker could get on a team with him, it would be a wrap. Devin Booker and Giannis would fucking dominate. They would win the title. They would win the title next year. Easy.
Be cooking like that.
Yeah,
I want to see Devin Booker in the playoffs. Like, I want to see if he really. That's to me. Like, I do fuck with him heavy, but that's gonna let me know. Like, oh, okay. Like, you about this basketball shit 100%. Like, I want to see that from him. So I want to see him in the playoff.
He would fucking average like 45 to like. He would average a ton of points. He's a scorer, man. That dude is a pure scorer. Somebody that could just get his own shot. He can create for Giannis. Giannis can create for him. I mean, he's a great spot-up shooter, off the dribble shooter. I mean, they like you like that type of offense would be so dynamic, yo. I'm telling you, Devin Booker, bro. I know Milwaukee is trash. If you can, get your ass out to fucking Milwaukee, bro. I'm telling you,
Phoenix is trash.
Or I know, but I mean, I know Milwaukee's trash in the sense of the city. Like, Devin Booker's like a star. So I know he's gonna want to be like a LA or like a Philly or New York or you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of star I imagine him to be. Like, unfortunately though, like if Giannis ain't trying to leave, I don't think Giannis will go to no fucking Phoenix Suns though. Hell no. So yeah, Devin Booker should get his ass up to Milwaukee up north, and I'm telling you, get yourself a title. I said up north. I don't even know where Milwaukee is, to be honest. But
it's in Wisconsin, G. Nah, you gotta know your gotta know your geography, man. That's up north. That's past crazy. Illinois. Wisconsin. That's crazy. Over there.
It's over there in Wisconsin.
It's the Midwest.
Oh shit, yeah.
Come on, it's the Midwest. Their logo that they have on the shit is Harley. Isn't it like Harley Davidson? The fucking big bikes.
No, I didn't know. I knew it was up north. That's why I said it's up north compared to at least Phoenix. I know where Phoenix, Arizona is. So I was like, all right, yeah.
Phoenix is deep in the middle of nowhere.
Deep in the middle of nowhere in that corner of the country.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that though, I mean, yeah, you know, shit. Now that they bounced out, you got Miami, I think, versus fucking what is it? Celtics.
Boston.
Is that game tonight? Actually,
no, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Tomorrow's both games.
Yeah, damn. All right, shut up. Fuck. I was hyped. I wanted to watch some of these games. All they got is NFL on, man. Fuck the NFL. That's how I'm feeling right now. I don't know, man. I'm not an NFL dude. I'm just not team NFL.
Like, yeah, no. It's so crazy. Like, I just do not trust this going well.
Yeah, no, I don't trust any of this going well, especially because the opening game, I mean, I don't know if you saw like for multiple reasons, the opening game was corny, but they had fucking fans in the stands, bro. Like, that shit was crazy. And it wasn't max occupancy, but it's so crazy. And they kept saying, oh, well, it's not the max occupancy. So they have like about 15,000 people here.
And I'm like, what?
What? Like, yeah, I'm just shocked.
15,000?
Yeah. Like, I'm just shocked out.
That's like the size of a basketball arena. How basketball arenas go hold, like 15 to like 20-something thousand.
I'm like, man, I'm saying y'all gonna tell me like that's not gonna have been one of the breeding beds for COVID transfer. Like in a week or two, when we find out that tons of outbreaks had happened in that city, or God forbid, I'm not gonna. Hopefully I'm wrong. I don't want to be right. I wish we could go back to normal. That's just the thing. People think I'm wishing against it, but I just kind of understand that 15,000 can't be in close vicinity of each other or trying to even do it safely in a way that makes sense, where there's not going to be transfer, mask or no mask, especially when people, I don't know if like the masks were required for entry, but I'm pretty sure I was seeing people sit down there with no mask on. So like, to me, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It was just a dangerous situation overall, specifically because the NFL is just so arrogant about how they want to handle it. Versus like the NBA. The NBA is being more safe. I don't want to say conservative, but they're being safe in the sense that they're just doing everything they can to ensure that there isn't a lawsuit. They don't want to get anybody sick. You know, maybe for next year they might, if NFL goes well and there's no transfer, then yeah, maybe starting next year they're gonna do limited occupancy games, allowing people to come back in. You know, masks required or something. Unless you're at your seat eating your food or something. I don't know. But like, I just hope I don't know. I just hope I hope the series come out good though, at least between them and the Celtics and Miami, and then overall just with the NFL unfortunately now taking over and shit. You know, I hope like the NBA does.
I hope it goes well.
Yeah.
I hope it goes well for the NFL. I mean, like, at least I hope it goes well for the players. Fuck the NFL. Fuck the organization of the NFL.
Yeah, no.
Owners, fuck all that. But I hope the players, I hope they are safe and, you know, that shit works out. You know?
Nah, facts. That's a fact. Oh, shit. Did you see this weekend? I don't know if you saw that before we hop off that NBA subject, man. My son, John Wall, Bloody Blood. That shit was crazy, bro. My son with the bees, man. Big bees, bitch. That's what I'll never forget when he did that shit in game. He's like, big bees, bitch. I was like, oh man, son. But yo, you see like it was crazy, the backlash against my boy. Like, it's so crazy. I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess like that is a good conversation to have. Why does there or at least, you know, I grew up in the hood, I would say. I know you grew up, you know, in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in like areas of like, I don't want to say poverty, but niggas wasn't wealthy. Yeah, poverty, honestly though. Poverty. Yeah, like
that's what it was.
Nah, facts, it was poverty. I lived in Arlington. That shit is poverty. So yeah, if you lived in the harbor, if you live in Arlington, with all due respect, and I'm not shitting on nobody's house or hood right now, but it's poverty. That's not exceptional living. It's not like living on the South Shore of Staten Island and Tottenville. If you go there and then you go into Mariners Harbor, regardless if you have a house, I'm sorry, you're living in poverty compared to nice housing.
Poverty to me is if you are one mischeck away from shit blowing up on you. Feel me?
Facts.
Like if you suddenly did not get paid this week, it is a serious problem.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any savings, because that's how it is. I totally understand. I totally get it. That's nothing wrong. I'm just saying that's what poverty is, that you have no room for error. Your
No
money
room for
goes
error.
fast. Yeah,
You're
that's
living
it.
paycheck to paycheck. If you're living paycheck to paycheck or damn near where it's like you don't have more than, I would say at least, if you don't have more than 10% of your income already, like it's like your yearly income saved, I would say that you're probably living somewhere in poverty. Like you're probably close to poverty, because 10% of your income, let's just say that's like $5,000 or something like that.
Right.
You know?
And that's to say, like, not to, call people, oh, you in poverty. Like, if somebody responds to this negatively, like, well, I ain't poor. Fuck is you talking about? No, I want you to realize that just because you have nice amenities and shit like that around you does not mean that you're well off,
Yeah.
Those are just things that should just be basic necessities, or that you should be able to have. Like all this shit, when people be like, oh, you ain't put no money in your 401k or your LLC. Should have bought an LLC instead of buying Jordans. Like what? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm poor. I can't buy something for myself. There's no room for enjoyment. Not a single one. No room for enjoyment. They want you to be poor and sad. You can't have no happy. Oh, you bought yourself a TV? Oh, see, nah, this motherfucker don't got, he lied. He said he don't got no money. He got mad money. No, that just means you can actually afford just to do something for yourself like that, but you should be able to do that more frequently. Like, why are we, like it's supposed to be, I believe, like it's the best number is like 30% or 20% of your yearly income would go to housing. No, that shit is closer to like 70, 80% for some people. Is going strictly to just saying, hey, this is money for me to live here another month.
Yeah, no, it's incredible how expensive rent is. Yeah, rent is incredibly expensive.
Big human necessity. Something over your head, a place you can say, home, I can come back to this. This is a safe spot for me.
You gotta pay to live.
You gotta pay to live. So
that shit is crazy, son. It's so fucking crazy. Like motherfuckers can't just build their own house and just stay in it. Like, nah, you gotta pay taxes for owning that land.
Yeah.
America's a ripoff, bro. And it's only America. America is like one of the only places in the world that operates the way it does. Did you know the other day I found out? I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that America's the only place that had the fucking credit score. I did not know that, yo. That is shit.
Stuff it comes from,
bro. That is amazing. That is just like, yo. It's terrifying that I didn't know that, and that school never taught me that. They never brought it up at any point in my life that America is the only place in the world that has a credit score.
Not teach any financial literacy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And I took an economics course. Like,
I know. Crazy. I'm going to tell you something. Damn, we're getting so far off topic.
Nah, I love it. I love it.
We only got like, I think, one more topic anyways after this. So schools, right? Schools the incarnation of schools comes from the Industrial Revolution. It is not to make a productive member of society. It's to make the most productive worker. The most basic skills for you to, after this, you go get your ass in a factory and you start working. That's why you were able to get one of those jobs at 18. That's how it was. The school system is designed not to foster anybody, right? Like if you got, if you learn differently from somebody else, you got to go for extra tutoring. And there's nothing you can do about it if that teacher does not teach you in the way that you could actually learn it. And that's why you struggle sometimes. It's not that you're stupid or you don't understand. It's like, listen, I'm a kinesthetic learner where I do more with my hands, or, I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying somebody could be a kinesthetic learner where they're better with hands-on action. But the teacher is somebody that teaches it in writing. And, they don't get that tangible way to get it done. And now you're at a loss for words, but they're going to be like, oh, he can't learn this subject. And then they're going to put you in a special needs class because they don't know what the hell is going on. And that's just the failure of the school system, because it's not meant for any of that. But think about how does school ever really promote creativity outside of a few art classes and shit like that? No. It didn't tell you creative. It was like, this is what you have to do. No ifs, ands, buts about the shit. Sorry, who cares? There's no room for nothing, no discussion, no none of that. That's just like prison in the sense that, like, it's just teaching you discipline and not in a good way. That should always, right, that should always teaches you to just, you got to respect the teacher or this. But nah, if a teacher, they try to act like teachers don't be just as disrespectful to kids.
It's disrespectful to kids, like be just as most,
that just hate their jobs, honestly.
Yeah, emotionally abusive. Like they come in like on some bad mood tip, like whether it's they're having a bad day or like they just hate their job, just like you said. I was just about to
They're
say that.
human beings too. Like for
Mhm.
better or worse, teachers are human beings, so they're gonna be prone to if somebody pisses you off, you're gonna say some shit out your mouth. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, teachers, you're saying that shit out of pocket to a 17 or 16 or 11, 10. Damn, in pre-K, you yelling at a kid,
Mhm.
and it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like the kid had nothing to do with it. You're just mad
Yeah.
about other shit, but you're a human being. So for better or worse, like you're gonna be prone to shit like that.
It's
That's
so funny though. I actually like that's crazy that parallel that you drew though. That it's like they get ready to work in the factory, industrial revolution, because it's so crazy. You know what I'm just realizing about school? That the feeling of autonomy or in that factory line type of assembly, like that is literally school. You get online. If you remember, I mean, support. We get online to enter school. Like we have to swipe the card in online. And then once you get online, you're walking online, maybe let's say to get into the cafeteria. You have to get online to get your food. And there's like a line like order and like they dish out the food in like an assembly like order. It's literally training you for factory like,
it's like
skills.
core curriculum stuff. It's just to make you somebody for really basic skills, a
Mhm.
little bit of everything. There's nothing really intrinsic about the knowledge you're learning. That's why so many people lose what they learn in school.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
not indicative of the people. That's indicative of how you learned it.
Mhm.
It didn't stress the value of what you're learning. It just said you have to learn this, whether you want to or not. You got to fucking learn this, and you got to learn it X, Y, and Z way. And you're only learning it for a test or some sort of marker to say, all right, if you pass this, then you know it. No, that doesn't really tell you that, because guess what? Majority of the time, if you're studying for an exam, you're doing practice exams. You're just learning how to take that kind of test. That's not actually
Exactly.
learning anything. That's not making you remember that
You're just
information.
memorizing shit for just the purpose of
Right.
passing that exact exam.
I'm sure like your brother he got his degree. He got what? He got the first thing he got was his bachelor's, then master's, or he
Um,
went straight for his master's first.
what, Tunde?
Yeah.
No, Tunde, he actually got his med degree or so. Like he's trying to
No,
go for like,
no, I know he got his med degree, but I'm saying, what did he do first? He got his
he just,
bachelor's, went
yeah,
for
he
his
just,
master's.
yeah, he
He
doesn't
paid
have his
for his
master's yet. He just did his
master's?
bachelor's. Yeah.
Okay. So he did his bachelor's, then is in or went to med school already.
Now he's submitted into med school, so he's doing
Now
med
he's
school
in
now.
med.
Yeah.
See, so he gotta learn it still after going to the college.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, he technically only has a degree, if I'm not mistaken, I think in biology, if I'm not mistaken. So he does his thing in bio, and then with that and the shit we're in regards to
Right.
passing the medicine school. Yeah.
Crazy. Like he has to go to the other school to actually, all right, this is actually going to teach you. But that's why when you go and you're done with that, you actually know what to do, right?
Mhm.
You actually know what to do because, wow, somebody taught me exactly how to do this, as
Mhm.
opposed to school teaches you the abstract concept of shit, like computer engineering. It's going to teach you about shit that if you end up doing IT or half of it, you're not going to need to know. Like
Mhm.
it's way simpler than that. Like they overteach you or stuff like that. Or they just teach you like the well-rounded, but unless you're doing specific things with it, it doesn't all apply. So
Mhm.
it's just sometimes it just teaches you in a way that's too abstract sometimes. So I feel like that's why people just generally don't retain the information, because the way our school system from top to bottom is structured is for test taking rather than did you actually learn it? Did you retention of information? Like explain it to me in a sentence or do this and hands on, like that's why I feel like at least technical schools help you a little more because you probably doing that shit hands on.
Yeah. No, that shit is actually a fact. Like that's honestly a fact. I can't even debate anything you just said. Like I'm actually even trying to think. I think we stemmed off of the John Wall conversation, right? That shit is so crazy. I don't even know how we got here from John Wall.
I don't know.
Oh man, it's so crazy. I guess I mean, we said all that just to kind of come back and just the
Yeah.
whole thing with the John Wall situation though, which is just hilarious. It's just like I just feel like the outrage against the John Wall, it was just kind of like it just felt mad anti-black, bro. Because man, he ain't hurt nobody. That boy ain't hurt nobody, man. Why was so many people mad? The homies was I was people of color was the culture that retains to was absolutely fine. It's not harmful to anybody, and people always get it misconstrued. I tell people all the time, the original definition of a gang or what it meant to the community, it ain't harmful, bro.
It's neighborhood watch.
It's neighborhood watch. And most people that are in gangs, and I'm telling you this from somebody who grew up in and wanted to be a part of a gang, wanted to play gang. I'll be honest, like I've definitely was a part. I tried to like do that. I tried to be that. It wasn't me. That's admittedly, I'm not like about that life. That shit is more of just wanting to be a part of something. It's the equivalence to me of just being a part of a football team instead of like being a part of a group. I'm telling you, most of the time you don't even fucking do nothing. I'm telling you, it's only when, unfortunately, sometimes you can get involved with the wrong side of it. There is, like anything, there's the dirty side to anything. There's a dirty side to everything. And that's most of the time, gangs, I'm telling you, they just be crews. They just be crews that just grow up just chilling, bro. I don't even know how else to explain it to you. It's either you're a part of that culture or you're not. So to me, that's what I'm saying. Like, John Wall's been a blood. Everybody know he's been a blood. But you don't hear nothing about no John Wall getting involved in nothing in the streets, killing nobody. You hear about him giving back to the streets, though. You hear about his organizations, though, his donations to charity, all his good things on and off the court. You don't ever hear about nothing negative from off the court. So if you want to throw some signs or whatever and rep his set, let him rep his set. You acting like just because he, like, I mean, yeah, I understand. Like, on video, maybe as a professional, it is what it is. Unfortunately, because of what society deems as professional and what's tolerable in the light for everybody to consume, yeah, you know what, that can't be on. It looks like he's a dangerous criminal. Like, I guess that's what it looks like. Like, even though he didn't do a damn thing, that's the craziest thing. But then, like, I'm supposed to watch some gung-ho video of some white dude with a gun and toting a gun and shooting guns and, America, let's go America, like, and, raiding some Middle Eastern thing and blowing up bombs everywhere. And it says, go USA. And I'm supposed to run to the polls and sign up and want to fight for my country. Like, what's the difference? Like, realistically, at the end of the day, what is really the difference? Like, so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like that shit just had me in the wrong mood. I guess say it. Now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that shit sucked. I hated it.
Lastly, I think we should talk about this. On I think a good note to end on, the last topic to talk about. You wanted to bring this up, I believe, last week, but we didn't have enough time, so I'll let you handle it. But it deals with podcasts or just media at large.
Oh yeah. The old boy, man. Shout out my man. And at the JVP, man, Joe Budden podcast. They've been going through a little bit of a struggle, man.
I don't like Joe Budden.
I know you don't. I know you don't fuck with Joe Budden, but I fuck with Joe Budden. And like I don't know, man. I just feel like because this at the end of the day, I feel like unfortunately what he's going through at the end of the day affects like everybody. Like, and I think at the end of the day, we all could relate. Like, in being discriminated against, at least in the workplace. Whether it's like in a plethora of ways. Right now, they're going through the contract war, and it's not even just for them. Like, honestly, I should here on my docket. I got a couple people that I feel like this has happened to, but the feeling of having to outperform people to get paid and it's still not getting paid. That is exactly what's going on in the podcast industry right now. I feel like it's such a new industry in the sense that, a lot of people are now getting paid from it. You're seeing a lot of these lucrative deals, these signings. Spotify has kind of been at the forefront of that $100 million Joe Rogan, Michelle Obama here, this and that, podcast, Barstool Sports. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Bill Simmons, I think he's on there too. Like everybody, there's mad motherfuckers on that Spotify shit, and they all get in the bag. Joe Budden shit come around, they not getting the bag. Now, obviously, there's a numbers thing, there's an algorithm thing that kind of determines that stuff. I can't sit here and act like I know the ins and outs. What I can tell you is that, and it's not even as somebody that just follows the podcast, it's just kind of as somebody that's how I was brought onto the podcast. Motherfucker has been nonstop in the media for his podcast, State of the Culture Show, Everyday Struggle. He literally made academics famous. Like, he literally has been, like, picking up people and bringing them along the way, whether it's like a Jersey Jinx. Jinx was popular from Complex, but he kind of became his own type of media personality after fucking with him there. And I mean, the list just kind of goes on. I've kind of just seen the success on the note that the dude has mad successful shows. You know what I'm saying? And can't get compensated as such. And it's, you know what I think disturbed me specifically about his situation? Because like, I mean, with all due respect, I think this is another classic case of the Kanye situation with Nike. Like, and Joe honestly realized that like he's somebody who notoriously hates on Kanye West, which is crazy because I like Kanye West, but I also fuck with Joe Budden. And this motherfucker just hates on Kanye West. He hates on Kanye West specifically because he felt like he was entitled prick that like, I don't know, I guess he didn't deserve, or I don't know, he just felt like he was entitled prick. I think that's literally Joe's thing. But it's so funny because Joe is just like him. Like, and he's feeling exactly what he felt from the standpoint of like, yo, you could be mad successful. This motherfucking Kanye had to, I don't even know how much money he made off of just the Yeezy 1 and 2 and the couple of colorways that he did with Nike. That shit in itself was probably $1 billion shoe. Like it's so crazy how much money that those sneakers made. And it's so crazy that he could not even get the rights to his own whatever he wanted. I don't know what he wanted, but y'all couldn't tell me that it was too much. What kind of request could he have made? Or even I'm thinking even with Joe Budden, what could they have made that it's like, all right, it's too much when you know they're getting 1 million streams a week or 2 million streams, like whatever the numbers was. They was getting some outrageous numbers at times. I remember the Pusha T Drake situation happened at the height of that motherfucker, and they dropped those episodes, and you know it went up, and they looked at the numbers, bro. I'm talking about in a day they was doing like 1 million, 2 million. Like this podcast was heavily listened to, so I feel like they have grounds to be a little disgruntled, and I just think, you know, in the industry right now, it's just kind of like disgusting that we just have like, I don't know, like just this is still anti-blackness, like just clear as day in corporate. I feel like that shit happened to me in my last job, to be quite honest and quite frank about it. Like I feel like I performed really, really well, did a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was overqualified. It showed every fucking day. And that shit, bro, at all my jobs, it showed. At every single job, it showed. At Best Buy, they was telling me that I was doing work that their IT guys in their corporate jobs was doing and making 6 figures for. Like they was telling me that shit every year. Like that made me happy. No, that made me fucking sad that I was a black 18-year-old kid that couldn't get a job in corporate because I was a black 18-year-old kid that said that I need experience when I didn't need that experience. It was clear as day I knew how to do that job already. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like the whole idea of just feeling, you know, as a black guy, I guess I can relate to that shit regardless of, you know, whatever, you know, the situation is with Joe. Because Joe, like, unfortunately with him, like, you know, his negativity or like whatever people may deem to be negative around him, like, you know, I don't know. To me, it's up for I don't know. It's subjective, I guess. I don't know. It's whatever you want to paint the picture of. But like that shit is, it's just crazy. As like a black man, I could just relate to it. And like, you know, people will just get on you for that. So like, you know, he was looking at like Charlemagne. I feel like, I don't know, Charlemagne, I don't know. He's a motherfucker. I don't even want to get into him because honestly, that shit is going to get me tight. That shit is going to get me tight. But like just with that shit going on, you got Kanye West at Nike, the same type of shit happening over there. Like, I don't know. I don't know with America, like just this racial situation. It just seems like in every single facet, regardless of what it is, I don't know if it's like me being 26 now, I just notice it more, especially because I'm involved in just being a professional. Yeah, you know, you notice it more. Like it's something as a kid, like you just didn't see it or you felt like you didn't see it. You thought that the sky was the limit, but you just realized that it might not be the limit because there's motherfuckers in your way. And it's just like, okay, do you maneuver around them or do you have to maneuver through them? Like, how does that work? And that shit is just crazy. Like, I don't know.
There's never complete success stories with black people. That's why it's crazy when it's like, I hate that, you know, I mean, not to divert too far, not too many. But like when people talk about like, you know, I personally don't like a lot of black films, like, because a lot of them deal with trauma. Not entirely all of them, but like a lot of more recent ones. Like I dislike slave movies. I don't want to see another slave movie anymore. Like I think it's just like I want to see stories that are black, that are happy, that are successful, that win at the end. Like why do we constantly have to see this trauma? So, but that's it in real life. Yeah, look, you can get as far as you can get, but you could have got farther. But so, you know, something held you back. Again, there was just, you know, like you can be, you know, the top of the charts, but there will be something holding you back, you know, like that's just, it's always something crazy.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Very few people, if any, black people
Like you really gotta sit back and think about it.
Ultimate success stories.
Like, look at it. At Spotify to get paid, bro, you gotta be the wife of the first black president and the most educated first lady ever to get a big deal over there, motherfucker. That shit is crazy. That's fucking scary, man. And I'm not sitting here saying nobody else is getting a deal, but I'm sure Michelle Obama not getting no deal that Joe Rogan got. That money that he got, she ain't getting that money. That's just so crazy to me. You know? Yes, regardless of whatever numbers he has. I don't care what numbers he has. Like,
I hate that.
That should, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. His podcast is trash, to be honest. People only watch it because it's the fight podcast. It really is just because the fighters go there and they just talk. Like, it's just the fight podcast. So if you, like, I mean, at least from what, you know, and I don't know. Like, I know UFC
has
don't get tight
whoever on there, no matter who the fuck they are.
And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do tune into those random episodes too. Like, I've listened to his podcast. I don't want to sit there and shit on him, but I could sit here and tell you this much. I definitely listen to more Joe Budden podcasts than the Joe Rogan podcast.
Joe Rogan has, when I mean anyone, he has anybody. He has straight up right dudes on his shit. He gives whoever a platform and like views it all equally. I'm like, bro, you have no idea what you're doing with this fucking podcast. Like how dangerous that is, that you're just having whoever just spew their Nazi shit on your podcast. And you're just like, yeah, that's cool, dude. What? No, none of that shit is cool, dude. Cut that shit out.
Nah, that shit is
I got Joe. Yeah. That man off the rocker. You gotta be but shit, is that it for us?
No, I think that's all. I think that's all today, man. I got my rant off, you know what I'm saying? Also, I mean, shit, racism in photography, fuck that shit too, man. Shout out Volandis, man. I don't know any Volandis, if you fuck with him on Instagram, Twitter, that dude, black photographer, man, the racism, that's another area where it's just crazy. Because I actually just seen it in my docket. It's just crazy. So like he's another one, super successful, super dope photographer that just don't get shine. Every day niggas is coming at him because he captures guns and niggas in the hood and the shit that's around him. The shit that's around him, he's not glorifying nothing that, like, they're not killing nobody. They're not doing nothing. They're literally exercising their First Amendment rights like everybody else. Second Amendment rights. What's the first? The first right is freedom of speech. What the fuck am I talking about? So the second. The freedom of speech to point these motherfucking guns and do what they want and do it. I don't know, man. That's it.
But they're doing it, so
they're doing what they want, man. Like, and I mean, they have their right to express that if that is their speech. If he wants to speech, like, you know, through photography, he's expressing that shit. They taking pictures of guns. People shouldn't be treating him different from that, though. And that's, I guess, what I mean. That right to expression, I guess. You know,
right?
But yeah, that's a sign off on that tip.
All right, then. Well, that has been us here at the Touch the City podcast, episode 27 in the books. Thank y'all, as always, every week for tuning in and listening us ramble for another hour and 12 minutes. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all in the next one. I am Fax Mercury. That is Twin 4K. And have a good one.